It's recording.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that we were doing this right away. But that's cool.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to
What is this for?
the Unnamed Podcast.
Yes.
This is actually episode 17.
If y'all haven't seen the others, go. I'm sure they're not going to be hard to find. I'm just kidding. Sada, you have copy.
This time after one. You guys a copy out.
Okay.
So yeah, this is episode 4. I honestly thought we were gonna just remain a trilogy. Well, not because of us, but life just happens, so it's kind of hard to keep up with it.
Oh my god, no.
But now we're at episode 4, so this means we're like that bad movie that just keeps getting remade.
Like Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
I said that the last time.
Yeah.
Well, Fast and Furious isn't a bad movie, but...
How far... Now we're already starting to...
I know.
How far could you go for it to be still a good movie, like 4?
I want to say...
So we're still in the movie
4.
spectrum?
Yeah.
4?
Still.
Okay.
I like that. We're still in a good movie.
Okay. So, if 5, we're pushing it.
Stop! We're make them hate our episodes after this.
So...
They're like, oh, it wasn't as good as 1 or 2.
No, okay,
First, we have to issue an apology to
Sir Alec Baldwin.
Why are we saying it like it's exciting?
I know, right? No,
We were way off.
Well, no, we're not way off. I mean, he did shoot the person.
Yeah, but we were like, because he has anger issues.
Yeah, that's a problem with our last video was that he's already getting a lot of shit.
Yeah, I feel bad.
For his anger issues. But on my defense, or on our defense, I don't know if you were.
We did say speculation. Yeah.
Speculation, and also if you shoot somebody, and obviously everything that you did in the past is gonna come forward, because you're the prime suspect.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Yeah.
If you had issues about violence, they're gonna come out. So it's only natural that we thought it was. Whoa, he did shoot her.
We did the best we could with assumptions, and
Well, anyway,
Alec Baldwin, he's okay. We're taking ourselves a hole in here.
We're making
an apology.
Nobody was even calling us out for the last episode.
What kind of apology was that? No.
Yeah, but yeah, sorry.
Sorry, Alec. We love you.
No.
RP, no, I'm just kidding.
No.
Oh, I gotta stop joking about this stuff. Okay.
His sketch on Saturday Night Live for Trump was good.
Yeah, it was really good. Which one? There was 10 million. All right, so let's get started.
We actually have to talk about
what
tragic news.
Oh, yes, we learned just this morning.
Why is it every time we do this show something tragic happens?
It's the universe. No. Hold on, let me get the thing.
Well, our first fight, she walked out of the.
Astroworld.
Astroworld. Wow, No, yeah, all jokes aside, that's really tragic.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I saw the videos and we do it at the same time if we move off camera. No, but I saw the videos and everybody I get why people do this, but immediately people are just looking for someone to blame all the time.
Yes.
And I think everybody has responsibility in this, but from what we know. But at the same time, it's this felt just a mass hysteria type thing.
And since it's such a big event, I feel like there's so many variables. People are calling Travis Scott out because they're saying that you could have gotten the microphone and say, hey, call the police or just get out, because there's video circulating where he actually. The ambulance already in the crowd, and he's like, "Hey, what's that?
What's that?"
And then he continues to dance
to jump.
or whatever.
And there's this other clip where you can hear. There's it's the big one on Twitter going around where these 2 kids are trying to talk to the cameraman, trying to stop, and somewhere in the background you could hear Travis. I think it's Travis. I'm not sure. Someone on the microphone. I assume Travis.
Yeah.
Saying, "Who told you to turn it off?" Did you hear that?
No, I haven't heard. I didn't. But I did saw the video you're talking about where the camera, because they're filming this, I guess. And,
everybody, yeah.
And the pedestrians there, they're like, "Hey, stop the show! There's people dying!" And they're even the cameraman just push it. Well, not push, but signaling, scat. No,
and then, no, it's okay. But there's even the crowd. There was another one where the same thing, but you could tell it was from another camera from the ground, someone's phone, and you can hear people saying just get down, calm down, chill, and it's know.
And again, there's so many variables. I mean, it started since the beginning. It was already over. I saw a video where it was daylight and then the crowds were already going through the fences.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Before the show even started, they were already. So there was even more people who like you have the people who bought the tickets and then people who snuck in, and that was I think the pushing point, and the crowd just got too much. And
I was reading the comments.
I feel bad for those 8 unfortunate people who passed away, but
I heard, I'm not sure, but I heard one of them was like a child.
Oh no,
it's terrible.
Tragic, yeah.
But I also was reading the comments about this stuff, and they were talking about like drugs being involved. So, about the cardiac arrest. Now, this is just comments. This isn't like real news, because I see in the comments people were talking about fentanyl use and blah blah blah. But the news people, the media, wasn't actually using that. So I don't know if that was confirmed or not. But the cardiac arrest part is where people were trying to tie together. Oh, well, a lot of people were, on fentanyl and stuff. It's like, well,
yeah.
So that could be a whole other variable.
There's still well, as for maybe by the time this video comes out, there's already
there's already everything. Yeah. We're so late.
We're so late. But as far as right now, this moment, they don't know what pushed the crowd over there.
Yeah,
I thought it was gunshots. Good thing it wasn't gunshots.
Yeah, immediately when I saw it, I thought it was a shooting. I was
something very disturbing I saw in those videos. It was that.
Which one?
Well, the concert. Is that the ambulance is there, right?
And people
are still with their phones, like getting the concert going. Like, stop! Like, there's people dying. The ambulance is there. Help out! Like,
and I saw the video of someone like actually trying to start someone's heart again, and just like fucking people listening. And then there was another one where it was a police escort little buggy, and people were on top of that shit trying to get the victim out. Yes, and I was like, oh my god, it was.
What's
crazy.
Wrong with us? What's happening? Where we've lost so much connection that when we see people dying, we don't want to get into it. We don't want to deal with that.
That's scary. And then like just the overstimulation of the music, the lights, everything. I mean, there was that one person on Twitter. I really should start writing down these people. But there was this one video where he was like, and again, people just from their experience, this is what they take away from it. But they were like, "Oh, it felt like demonic. Like it felt, because people talk about Illuminati and stuff. So I'm just, no, I know it's not, but like, this is just part of the conversation because people's experience was that like, what was it? He called it a concert from hell because all he saw was Travis Scott just still singing and people are dying around him.
Had something.
Yeah, right.
That's why
but like, I don't know. I just thought.
No, yeah, but
the imagery of what he was giving us was
not appropriate for what happened.
No. I'm talking about the guy in the video talking. The imagery that he was giving when he was explaining his experience, it was like a nightmare. Like the way he talked about it.
Well, I mean, it already sounds like a nightmare. Like people dying, crowd wasn't controlled.
Oh, I can't imagine being squished. I would be so scared.
It's such a terrible thing because I hear that was a really good thing for Houston, the Astro World. Like, it was a good festival.
I mean, Travis Scott is doing great things, but this was not it.
I feel bad.
I feel real bad.
Well,
I hope he doesn't get too much because, like,
too much hate. We got technical difficulties.
Yeah, our IT department sucks.
Yeah, we're gonna get fired. Fired. No, well, because the other camera died, but now we're
back on our phone.
Back on.
What?
I was gonna say back on our feet, but.
On our phone. No. Okay, so.
We were talking about Eternals, right? So. We left off where we missed the 4 minutes. You were saying.
Oh yeah, and so we didn't know the relationship dynamic between. Wait, are we doing spoilers or no?
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! Because oh my god, can we discuss the end scene?
Well, yeah, okay.
A major spoiler, but it's probably gonna be in the news anyways. The after end credit scene. Fucking Harry Styles is Thanos' brother.
Yeah, how does that even?
Get out of my face.
But the movie as an entire.
Oh no, the movie was great. I liked it. It was entertaining. It was entertaining. It was good. Like,
it was entertaining, and also all the things we talked about with Dune. I think it passed. We had the diversity. We have the first ever deaf superhero. The first ever gay superhero. Was
it the first ever gay superhero?
Well, gay black. I don't know.
Okay.
The first ever.
I'm trying to think. Anyways, okay.
So, well,
no. I think it was
Selma Hayek. I mean,
Selma Hayek,
so
Kumail Nanjiani, Gemma Chan. It was good.
Everything was the
really
first.
good.
I mean, the director.
And I think Sprite was binary, or non-binary. I mean,
probably yeah.
Yeah, because you really, I don't know. I think so, but they didn't really make a whole announcement.
So I think for all of those aspects of like good for the culture, good for the diversity, good for progress,
and it was fun.
Everything is good. It was entertaining. But here's where I you look at me like
what? I liked it.
So here's why it's getting bad reviews.
Why?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, because there's people who are calling it like that it sucks based on those things that we just talked about, the good things with diversity, and they're calling it too woke. Like woke is not even a thing. Like stop saying woke, right?
It didn't feel forced, and I told you earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice till halfway through the movie during the gay kiss scene, and then I was like, oh, that's nice, and then I started thinking about all the other elements I didn't even notice, like the deaf girl, the gay couple I'd seen in that scene, the diversity of the cast.
No,
you don't notice
and
it.
it's so,
I don't know why people
it's so
say
important to see a gay kiss in a film as mainstream as this one, because we've always been invalidated. We've always been like we don't belong to society.
You see straight people kiss all the time.
Yeah, and now we see ourselves in the screen where we're part of the society. We actually exist, and that's the good thing about this movie. I think I love that, and I remember I watched the scene and I was still. It just goes to show what times we live in. I was still expecting some hate, maybe somebody throwing something, or I don't know,
or saying something.
Yeah, but it was a good reaction. I mean, a quiet reaction, but
I heard some murmurs, but that was about it.
Like this movie. Well, as far as like criticizing it, all of these are good points.
Good.
Some people who are criticizing this movie, for them, those are the bad points.
Yeah.
But for me, like. Those were all good points, and a lot of critics also. Those are the good points, but since it's a Marvel movie, and it's like every Marvel movie, if you think about
formulaic, is it?
It's formulaic. Every Marvel movie. Okay, look, watch. Every Marvel movie, there's either a group is getting together, they're settling the differences, and then they're facing off one mini boss, and then they face the actual
big boy
boss that's gonna ruin the whole world. And we already saw it with Shanghai. We saw that the same thing. Okay, well, it's basically the same thing. They're trying to get together to save the world. The Avengers trying to get together to save the world.
But that's what I feel like. That's what all all action movies are.
Well, look, like yes, but we should have gone to a different route. Like, especially with this director, she's her strengths are focused like in a very minimal moment kind of way, like movies about like short like stories that are not ambitious, right? So I think her strengths is more like focusing on like a little aspect and just focusing in depth. That maybe I feel like this movie could have been better if she just focused on the whole drama of it. Yeah, like how they're immortals and they're living from time to time to time. There didn't. I feel like there didn't have to be this galactic galactic overlord going to destroy the world.
Well, see, that's what I like. That what I felt was different about this one is that
the galactic.
No, the storyline. I don't think it was the director. I was thinking more the writers or whatever. But it talked more about like humanity.
Oh yeah, humanity.
And it made me feel so small. Like, whoa, like yeah, whenever, okay, again, spoilers, but the whole world was going to die, and it's like, well, I wasn't against it. I was like, well, that makes sense, I guess. Like, what are we? We're just a tiny little speck in this big old thing. Yeah. It really made me feel like, whoa.
Like, no, like...
I don't know.
Like, you're like, oh, no, I don't want it to end, or...
Well,
or like,
yeah, I don't want it to end, but at the same time, it's like, you know, like, I guess maybe it made me feel, like, insignificant. That sounds like a bad word, but like...
No, I think that's, I mean...
It really put my humanity into perspective.
I think that's the theme of the movie, that then the Eternals themselves feel insignificant too, because they were used for another purpose.
Yeah, but and the movie just kind of shows like we're all so small, we're all just tiny little specks.
We could just
in our world, they loved the humans. Yeah. They loved us, and it's like, well, I love us. The cameraman was so cute.
It's a love story to humanity.
I think that's what it was. That's why I liked it so much. Probably
she should have just focused on that. Like, why did we have to face the
well,
last?
I don't think that was
kind of
the
thing?
director's fault. I feel like that's Disney and Marvel trying to, and I fucking hate
And
that. I feel like movies get ruined because of that.
That's what like everybody's criticizing this movie for. Well, the actual critics that are going for it, not just because of the representation, right? But for the actual movie elements,
Yeah,
they're
the
saying
actual movie.
this movie should have just focused on the heroes, right? Like you didn't have to follow that Marvel formula where they're facing off,
And they're gonna start a whole other universe. Well, it's the same universe, but they're gonna start up a whole other franchise.
I think it's getting to this point. Marvel movies are getting repetitive, and I think either they're gonna have to change it where
They really do.
they don't face off the last boss, like on every movie or build up to the last boss. Like, give us maybe something like a new Marvel movie that just focus on the drama and that's it. We don't have to see them fight with a galactic monster,
Yeah, and I really miss just a nice, good standalone movie.
Yeah.
Just give us one. We don't need a whole lot.
Something like Black Widow. Black Widow was.
Well, those are origin stories, and origin stories kind of also tie into the Marvel universe. Well, they do.
Yeah. So not every Marvel movie sucks, but it's getting repetitive.
They don't suck, but they don't suck. Yeah,
it's getting repetitive.
Like you said,
it's getting repetitive. So hopefully, but it was a good movie. I like the actress. Everybody, Angelina Jolie.
Oh my God, I'd never seen Angelina Jolie more beautiful.
Wow,
she looked really
well.
Yeah, she looked really good in that movie.
Her character was really good too.
Maybe it was the hair. It looked like white, almost white hair, but it was
really
like
complimented her.
And the whole outfit.
I hope we see more of that character.
I didn't like the costumes.
No? Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, the costumes.
It was so cheesy.
They look like Power Rangers.
They looked so. Yeah, it looked way too costumey. Yeah. I forgot. It's like it takes you out of the movie.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they're fucking wearing, like polyester. Like I couldn't think of it. I was like, what's the fabric? What's the fabric?
They could have made better costumes.
Better costumes.
Yeah.
I think that, but there was one scene where what is it? The special effects look really bad. I think it was when the running girl.
Towards the end.
I'm terrible with character
They were
names.
fighting. The CGI.
Yeah, the CGI looked really bad when she was
running.
running.
Ignore it, but
I couldn't ignore it.
Yeah, I couldn't ignore it.
Yeah, but those are probably my only critiques.
I was really honestly. I'm out for this movie. Like I wish it succeeds. Like I do.
I really do.
But it's just.
And Kumail Nanjiani is hilarious.
Like the director's walking into like a Marvel Disney territory, and she really tried her best to get her vision there, but following that formula is really hard to get it out.
I'm ready for the movie world to. I'm ready for a new trend. I'm tired of reboots, franchises, remakes. I'm ready for something new, something fresh.
This is the good thing about this movie, that we have all these fresh characters and
that is true.
New perspectives, new representatives,
and they're such big names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for the culture, this is a check mark.
Yeah.
But for the plot, formulaic stuff.
Yeah. But I think, honestly, that's just Disney. I think that's Disney trying to.
So yeah, I guess we see two forces here: the capitalistic force trying to milk it as fast.
And real artists,
and then real artists like the director. She's trying.
The directors, the writers, yeah.
Even though I didn't like Nomadland, but that's a whole nother.
I never saw it.
I
never saw it.
Well, it's I cast it.
It's an
Oscar. But she won the Oscar for it. So.
Maybe we should start treating Oscar winners as like sucky movies. Like if you win an Oscar, you're not good. No, I was kidding.
Well,
Total Rebellion.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see what else is next on here.
You want to talk about your parents?
No, what did we talk about? What were we going to say that we talked about? Oh, the summit.
Oh, the summit. Yeah. Wow. We were there and
we were invited. We were what is it? We're ambassadors for Houston.
We were there for a little bit, but we had stuff to do. No, so this whole summit thing, it's just again back to formulaic, right? All these politicians, the most powerful people in the world, the most powerful leaders in the world, come together to talk about that the world is ending.
Yeah.
And then they all, okay, we'll pledge that we'll do this by 3040. You know, like, or the actual pledge.
Did they say that?
No, but
I was about
I'm
to say.
exaggerating. It's like 2025 or something, or 2030 or something. They are pledging that they'll do better. They are pledging that they'll really start really confronting this crisis.
And then they ride home in their jets.
And then they, it's just a pledge.
Wasn't it reported like 40 jets? All of them each took like a jet.
And the escorts, I mean, to get to that place. But aside from that, like, it's not so much their footprint. Remember we talked about that.
Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right.
It's their take on these fossil fuel companies. They're so a lot of these powerful people are right there in bed with them, with the fossil fuel company CEOs. Like that's why we haven't seen any real progress, because fossil fuel companies are very powerful, and maybe half of the room in the G Summit are basically in control, or they're what's it called when you dance together?
They're dancing together. I don't know. They are tango and a limbo.
They're tangoing?
Yeah, no, I don't know. But it's just all really disappointing.
So it's I mean, that's the real culprit.
But
how they're standing against the fossil fuel companies.
But at the same time, I'm trying really hard to not be like negative about this. I don't want to give up on just yet. Because every now and again I'll feel really apathetic and I'll just be like, fuck, like no one's doing anything, like I'm just gonna live my life, the world's gonna end. But
the good side in this is that there's dialogue. There's people calling out these politicians, these powerful, and one of these loudest vocalizers is Greta Thunberg.
She left pissed off, didn't she?
She's always calling them out. Like
she is.
There's this video where she says
she's about that action.
Yeah, she's like, enough, blah blah blah. Like, actually do something. And we saw this last summit. Like, just
like, what are you doing? And I feel like that about most politicians. Like, I think I don't know if we talked about this in the last podcast. I think I did, but I'm not sure. But it's like I follow, Biden, the administration, and they list off. They always post, we're doing this, and we're doing this. Like, okay, but like how are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like tell us. Like, it's one thing to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's the problem with this summit, that a lot of pledges were given. For example, the India pledge, the president of India pledged net zero by 2025 or something like that. And yeah, that was the same critique. Okay, but you didn't even tell us how.
Wait, net zero what?
Carbon emissions.
Seriously, in 4 years?
I'm not sure about the exact. I don't know if it's 2025 or 2035, somewhere. But
it ended with the 5.
Yeah, but they're criticizing, like, well, sounds good to hear, but
how are you going to do it?
Yeah,
like, how? There's no plan.
Yeah. It's just a pledge.
Where's Michael Scott with the 40-step plan?
Oh,
that was okay.
I don't know.
Sorry, I was trying to keep things light.
No, that's from The Office, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I watched The Office, but okay.
Anyways, back to the summit.
All these pledges, and nobody's saying like how that's going to get done, right? And you even have Jeff Bezos, who, well, maybe of all the people there.
That was a surprise. When you told me that, I was like,
I don't like Jeff Bezos, but he actually getting more action than all of these people.
He pledged $1 billion, right?
He didn't just pledge. He's
that's what I meant. $1 billion.
I think $6 billion to the.
$6 billion. I thought it was $1 billion. $6 billion.
I think I gotta get that.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it $6 billion? Get our researchers. Yeah.
It's my mom. No.
Well, yeah, it's $6 billion.
We're getting that right now.
The fact that a lot of people consider Jeff Bezos the most evil capital CEO ever, right? And he's actually doing more action than all these people. Yeah.
And people can surprise you. I guess that's another thing that I guess kind of moving forward from this, but like, I guess when people surprising you, so you hear about a person, you know all these things about them, and then when they do something good, a lot of people are very quick to, oh, fuck that guy, he's still this, he's still that. But it's like, I don't know, I just feel like I think it's important for people not to close off their minds on the possibility of people turning a leaf. Well, second chances, the possibility of people changing. I think I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I don't know where this comes from. I guess because Jeff Bezos, but like, what is the point? Like cancel culture.
I agree with you, but being Jeff Bezos, who Jeff Bezos is, like he's an actual oppressor.
No, yeah.
I think this is another ploy of his too.
Oh, you think? Oh, you know what? I can see that though.
I mean, because you save a lot of in taxes with this kind of stuff, so I don't know. I mean,
that's still good though. We still got $6 billion.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it. Like it's a stimulus check.
I mean, that's the thing. Like this crisis. I mean, these fixing this problem, the climate crisis. It is we. Like we are here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just feel like I try not to. I just try to not expect the best from people, but I don't know. I just try to see the best in people. Like maybe it wasn't.
Well, be careful,
maybe okay. I know.
You're gonna get hurt a lot.
Maybe it wasn't a. I don't know. I'm just trying to believe in people more. You know, like I feel like I've been really negative, and I'm trying to believe in people. So hopefully that. Hopefully that wasn't. Hopefully that right. Can't imagine starting with Jeff Bezos with that.
I agree with you. Like we shouldn't just automatically assume people are the worst, but
a lot of people are so terrible. I'm so torn between this because between this attitude that I've been trying to adopt because I mean especially with like political divide between people, there's just so much of it and it just keeps getting worse and worse that it's like at one point you gotta sit down with the people you hate and say, hey, I feel this way.
Oh yeah,
I feel this way. I feel this. What do you feel? I don't know.
I'm always for that. Like even if we don't see eye to eye, let's talk about it. Like maybe you'll teach me something new. Like I don't know.
Yeah, we don't gotta be friends, but like let's
Jeff Bezos is actually our guest. Jeff Bezos, we're gonna sit here and talk about it. No, but he's actually. I mean, did you hear about when Amazon started and a lot of employees were getting hired? Like he was his way of usually jobs you want to keep
incentives.
People there, and give them a better wage, and maybe you'll become a manager. Maybe the manager will. Well, his philosophy was no, we're not doing that. As soon as you maybe stay with us for like a year, get them out. Because
are you serious?
He said
fuck that guy. I take it back. Fuck that guy.
He was saying that that's not productive. That people are getting comfortable and they don't do more. But if they hire new people, then they get more into production. Like he was
like he said that.
Yeah, he openly said it. Well, not like in my words, but basically, yeah, he said it. And then ever since he said that, like people just started investigating the working conditions in Amazon. They had people. They couldn't even go to restrooms because work was that busy. They had to pee in a bottle.
Ew.
And these drivers that were going on, like, again, so much work.
I do kind of remember that. That was right before he bumped it up to 15 because of all that pressure from
Why do you think he stepped down as CEO? He's not CEO of Amazon anymore.
But he's still like...
Oh, he's still there, yeah.
He's still
in control. He's still puppet master, but...
Yeah, but he just... That's for...
So this, I'm telling you, like, I want to believe Jeff Bezos, maybe now he wants to save the world, but I feel like it's the ploy to clear his name. And did you see that
my
picture?
Heart shatters.
Did you see that picture with the GOs and the G Summit where you have all the leaders together and they're like making a wish to save the world?
Oh my fucking god! You sent me that tweet.
And it's like
we're so fucked.
It's like how are these people the most powerful people in the world?
That's so childish.
Which can actually their decisions can actually save the world. Like they can actually make reforms to combat this climate crisis and. They're actually out there making a wish, hoping somebody else will fix it. Like
they're leaving it to the universe.
I know who else. Like the Eternals are gonna come and save us. Like, what? Like,
hey, they might. Okay, they still might.
Could you imagine if when nothing gets changed, right? And the climate.
And then we'll die.
Okay. But could you imagine like the world's already ending? Okay, like volcanoes and shit, and then suddenly we figure out that there were actual people like Eternals among us, and they save us. Wouldn't that be so cool? But the reality is that if we don't fix this climate crisis, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, seriously,
There's no Eternals going to save us, so.
We're just trying to jinx it. We're trying to jinx it so that like we could be wrong and then like there actually are.
What if there aren't? Well.
Do you ever try to jinx yourself? Like you want something to happen, so you do the opposite to try to make the.
Oh no! Wow, that's.
Oh, I guess I'm fucking crazy then.
But that sounds like effective.
Yeah, like I'm waiting on a package.
Okay.
So I'll be like, and I'm waiting all day for it, and then I'm like, as soon as I leave this house, the package is gonna come. I know it. So I'll just go to the store like really quick to like make the package come.
But you jinx it.
That is the jinx. It's like me going to the store. Yeah.
Can you jinx climate crisis away?
Yeah, I'm gonna sell my house, my life insurance, everything. I don't have a house, but this is my mom's house.
This is actually our set.
Okay? Oh yeah, this is our set. We built it.
Oh, speaking of, every time we're in a new set, right? So this is our new studio.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
We got the Christmas thing.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Christmas.
No.
How did we not mention that in the beginning? No. Are you a Christmas person? Are you one of those people? Because my mom is, like, obviously.
Well,
I am a little. I like Christmas music. I'm not gonna lie.
I was just like we're already past with the Christmas thing, but
you think
Christmas.
So? What about like Walmart and stuff?
Yeah, the Walmart.
No, Walmart is way too fucking early with it. I think they were putting out Christmas stuff like Halloween, like before Halloween.
Like speaking of we enjoy Christmas or not, like that kind of robs away of the holiday, right? When these stores are so eager to
They're pushy. Yeah. And especially after the pandemic. Last year, nobody got to enjoy shit after the pandemic. It's still a pandemic. But yeah. I think after that first brutal year, this year, people are really trying to push it. Because last year was shitty.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody wants to live again as normal.
You know what? Now, really quick, because I'm just, as I said, literally, can we stop saying after the pandemic? Now that the pandemic is over? Can we stop saying that?
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's
I literally just caught myself. Yeah.
A really good segue to Bill Maher.
That ugly motherfucker.
He's trying to be relevant again. I mean, this guy, it all went downhill after he made like a really bad joke after 9/11, and then
I don't even remember.
Then he said the N-word openly in 2 occasions. Like you know, and then now he's saying that the pandemic's over. I mean, for you, you're like a millionaire who could, billionaire, who you could get sick, and I mean, you're not afraid of getting sick because you have the best hospital services and everything. Yeah, for you, the pandemic is over, but what about all these?
I got no insurance.
Yeah, what about all these the people who are poor and don't have insurance, don't have medical services?
I'm literally scared of going to the hospital.
And it's dangerous for people with his influence to be saying the pandemic's over, because then we have again people who don't have medical services, insurance, and thinking that the pandemic's actually over. And then they get sick and their grandmother dies or their grandfather, the most vulnerable in the family, dies. All because people in the media are saying that it's over. But it's not over. It's last week, 2 weeks ago.
And we just went to the movies. All right, what?
I know, right? No, 2 weeks ago, I told you about this. I was driving, right? And then I didn't get into a car accident, but I bumped into a guy who was in the...
I don't want to...
He was an old man. Well, not an old man,
okay.
But he was it was his fault, by the way.
Fuck that guy. Yeah. No, he's gonna watch.
I know, he's probably watching it.
He's like, I am gonna make that call.
Don't press charges on me. But no, it was his fault, because I was going to the other lane, right? Mm-hmm. And then he, instead of stopping, he knew I was fucking up, but he made it worse. Like, he sped up.
Stop. I feel like you're getting yourself in trouble.
I know. This could be used in court. Well, that was speculation. Okay, whatever. Point of the matter is, so we're here waiting for the cops.
After the accident that we're not going to give you details about.
Yeah, we're waiting for the cops. Well, he called the cops. Well, anyway, we're waiting for that. And then, at the end of the day, we're just 2 humans who interacted. I mean, we're colliding, literally. And we're waiting there, and I start talking to him. So I was like, so where are you headed at? You want to get out of here?
You want to grab a drink?
So where are you headed? And he's like, now he's more, we're both calm. And he's like, I was actually on my way to the hospital because my daughter is dying. She died out of COVID.
You have a mustache.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm distracted. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on my way to the hospital to go with I don't know if it was the daughter-in-law or the daughter. Everything was just happening so fast, and I was like, oh wow, I feel sorry. I told him I'm not just trying to get away from this, but I really do wish you the best for your family, and I hope you get situated. And his daughter died of he was saying that it was COVID. And so we have people like Bill Maher
We're tying this to Bill Maher.
Well, yeah, because he's saying the pandemic's over, and just 2 weeks ago, somebody's daughter died of COVID,
and we're still like at orange level.
And it's just sad that people like of his influence push that on other people who they know that they're not gonna question it. So Bill Maher is incredible, unbelievable
douchebag. I feel like that, but like also, I think with the pandemic. Oh my God, I was gonna go somewhere with this. With the pandemic, I think that it's not like, you should sanitize your clothes and blah blah blah. We're not talking about that. We're just like, just keep your distance from people, man. Just like fucking okay. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I try to be mindful in public. Anytime. Like if I'm close to a person, now I just don't like people getting close to me. Like, and it's not even a paranoid thing, because I feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, like you're just being paranoid. Like, like I don't want to expose my mom, but my mom, like, sometimes she'll be like, oh, you're doing too much. It's like, well, I mean, who does it hurt that I'm...
Well, it's like, just you know what? Like, the thing with this pandemic, I think we really had we're still, like, we're having trouble in getting it out of the way, is because...
I love not having people
not for the first time, but for the longest time, now we have a virus that the way to actually combat it is if you think of your outside of your own head, because that's what the masks were for. The masks are not for your individual protection. It's because you don't spread the virus, and then the virus goes on being spread in a chain reaction. So,
but beyond the virus, though, I mean, I think just any general sickness. I mean, it's nice to not breathe on people.
But that's why it got out of control, because a lot of people don't want to think outside of their own
their own selves. That's true.
They're like, I'm not gonna wear the mask because I don't care if you get sick. Like, I don't care. Or it's the same thing with the vaccination. Like, I'm a healthy individual. I don't need the vaccine.
I don't trust it.
The vaccine was not for you. The vaccine it's for society, so we don't go off and get other people sick.
Yeah, and I'm a really selfish, shitty person. Like, I'm not. I am what people say. I am the reason that humanity. I am the reason that humanity is like in a shithole right now. Like, I'm a shitty person, but when it comes to stuff like this, like it's not even that hard. It's very minimal. Just
think of your neighbor. I mean, just think of outside of your own selfish desires.
Yeah, it's not hard. I'm not volunteering at a soup kitchen. I'm just walk out, stay away from people, put on your mask if you got one. Like, come on. Like,
then it didn't help that it just turned political. Like,
oh my
how
God,
did the health of everybody turn political? Like, it's just crazy to think about that.
Well, did you see? I think I saw this on BuzzFeed. Ugh, but I don't know. I hate saying that I saw it on BuzzFeed, but that's where I get it from. That in the 80s with the seatbelt thing, same attitude was happening. The seatbelt law in the 80s became so political, and it's like, I can't wait till the day that we just kind of get over this fucking divide, this weirdness, and just now, do it. This is minimal effort, people. Very minimal.
Now this COVID vaccine is gonna be just one of the many vaccines that are required, to be a part of society. The polio,
the meningitis, everybody.
So 5 years from now, I mean, COVID vaccine is gonna be on your, like, the same vaccines that you've been getting since you were a child.
And now that the 5 through 11-year-olds,
how this was so combated against.
Oh, can we talk about parents hiding behind their kids?
For what?
Like, right now with the 5 through 11-year-olds, the vaccine that got I don't know if it mandated or approved. I think approved.
It got approved by the CDC.
Yeah. So, well, see, maybe you got the facts. Okay. So, and I just feel like a lot of parents are gonna be like, well, my kids are not gonna blah blah. And the same thing can go with the vaccines, or even with like homophobia, with Lil Nas X and the Eternals movie. They're like, we don't need to be teaching these kids this. Like, people hide behind their children.
Yeah. And
it's like, don't use your kids.
Don't use your kids.
To
promote your own hate.
There you go. Or not even just hate, because I feel like vaccine is just ignorance. Because the vaccine thing is more ignorance than hate. Well, actually, you know what? I don't know. But yeah, they hide behind their children. It's like, no.
Well, yeah, I think I agree. Like,
But then again, I could be wrong because I'm a non-parent, so I just want to make that clear.
this the whole mandates for COVID, they did get out of control because like you said, we had political parents who even for the sake of their own children, like to
And the critical race theory thing too. But anyways, go ahead.
even for the sake of their own children, they're willing to die on the hill they stand on, just to prove a point, and they're not going to vaccinate their child, or they're not going to wear they're not afraid of getting the virus, all for the sake of which view is right. And yeah, like the critical race theory also.
Yeah, there was parents, I think in Pennsylvania, that were like straight up. I could be wrong. It might not be Pennsylvania. I need to write this stuff down. They're a state somewhere.
I think it's Virginia.
Virginia?
Right now
they did a protest.
It got flipped.
Oh no, it wasn't Virginia. I don't know where it was, but there was protests and stuff.
Well, it's actually happening all over the country now, where parents, mostly it's parents, being misinformed. They think that critical race theory is being taught in elementary schools, but that's a subject of universities. Like, why are you protesting something that's not even taught in you know what they think
being introduced to the idea of racism. They probably confuse that with critical race theory.
Yeah,
but it's like, well, no, children do need to be introduced to the idea of racism.
So this is basically what's happening. Look, these parents, they think that teachers are out there saying, "Hey, why white people are bad? White people did all this to black people, all of that." But no, what's going on is that teachers are actually bringing the history, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, and America has a racist history.
We're talking about the genocide for the 12 years against Native Americans. We're talking
the internment camps for the Japanese.
We're talking about the Ku Klux Klan. We're talking about the very fact that until recently, well, not until recently. But
I don't think they should do current events. I think they stopped.
Like 50 years ago, it was still not allowed to bury a white person and a black person in the same cemetery. You know, these things are relevant.
Ruby Bridges is still alive and kicking. Like she's.
What these politicians know that this is the fact, but they want to push this idea that teachers are creating hate against white people, but it's not. They're presenting the history,
the facts,
the real history.
And I think that teachers, at least in my experience here in Texas, like where everybody's like a red ass state, even teachers, I've noticed that they stray from showing too much bias. They just, again, just to me, but they've just given us the facts. Well, and I take away from those facts.
I mean, I think, I remember, thankfully, there was, when I was a kid, there was a history teacher who we did talk about the 12 tiers and stuff like that. So it is possible to teach a kid about the 12 tiers and slavery. But what these people are protesting against, and the majority, again, are white, they don't want that section of history to be talked about. They only want the glory of the U.S.
The word glory just came into my mind.
Every good thing in
history.
Gold,
glory, and God.
That's what they
taught us that.
So now we have a lot of parents, a lot of people, and actually, not even parents, people who don't even have kids. They're in this fight against the school boards. They don't want slavery to be taught. They don't want civil rights to be taught. They already took out,
I just noticed?
The Texas legislation already took out a lot of civil rights activists from the curriculums.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it's already passed.
You know what I just realized right now, like in this moment, gold, glory, and God. In elementary school, when my elementary school was
GGG, if you flip it, it's 666. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. No. My elementary school was predominantly white, mm-hmm. And they taught us, as far as history goes, gold, glory, and God. They made that like a thing when they talk about the Pilgrims.
What?
And then I'm just realizing right now. And then when I went to middle school and high school, those were predominantly black schools. Uh-huh. And I felt like I learned more accurately there than I did in elementary. That is so crazy. I'm literally just realizing it right now because that was drilled into my head. Was gold, glory, and God. That's so creepy.
Yeah, and you exclude the fact that these people came and colonized and made a. Oh well, speaking of colonization, mm-hmm. The real history of the Pilgrims, right? They came and then they colonized, and at first they were. Well, I don't know if they were nice to Native Americans, but I mean, we all know how that ended up. Yeah. But speaking, I think back to Eternals. I don't know, like no. That's something I really liked from Eternals, that we saw in the mainstream
the history,
the actual history of Tenochtitlan, how these colonists, Spanish colonists, like conquistadores, came and destroyed the whole city of Tenochtitlan. And I've never seen that in the actual mainstream, like how, again, we're being taught the real story of colonization, and I've never seen it in the mainstream. And people who are against critical race theory, they want to get out of that out. They don't want to deal with the ugly of history.
Yeah, and then that's not even what critical race theory is.
But it's getting a lot of traction. Like they just flipped Virginia, the Republican governor won on that idea that's what teachers are trying to do, and he got elected because he was promising that no, I'm gonna stop this, and he won.
But it's like, and that's just what do you say? It's smoke and mirrors, right? Because number one, how are you gonna stop an idea? And number two, that idea is not anyway.
And how are you gonna bury the truth from history? And that's essentially what they're trying to do. What?
I thought I heard a phone or something.
Yeah, I heard a ghost, but it's okay.
Yeah, we'll just ignore it.
No, speaking of smoke and mirrors,
What?
these people who are fighting against the real history being taught in schools are the same people who are so easily going into the rabbit hole of QAnon. Like we just saw.
I don't know too much about that, but you go ahead.
Well,
tell me, enlighten me.
Well, QAnon basically started way before January 6th.
Okay.
Like as soon as Trump became president, there was this whole idea that it was in the Reddit, it was in the obscure parts of the internet where there was the theory that a person named Q was dropping supposedly the story goes that Q was actually a person in the government, high position in the government,
and I don't doubt it.
And he was throwing out facts that supposedly Trump was gonna put an end to a ring of pedophiles in the Democrat Party, and he was gonna arrest Hillary Clinton, and this was all gonna happen in January 6th. And Q was a great variable in pushing January 6th to happen. And a lot of people thought the Q believers, Q followers thought Q was actually Trump, because I don't know, Q was basically a savior, like, so that's QAnon. That's the essential QAnon.
Okay.
But it goes way like there's no logic to the actual conspiracy theory.
I saw the post about people waiting for John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, so that's so now we all thought that, okay, well, obviously there was the whole belief was that Trump was going to win, right? That was what Q was preaching, that Trump was going to win that election, and they still believe he won somehow, and that he was going to arrest Biden and Hillary. Well, when that didn't happen, everybody thought, okay, well, so all these QAnon followers, okay, now they're cured, right? They saw that it's not true, so we're back to normal. But these QAnon people are still there, and we saw it, how you said, with the JFK in Dallas. A group of 1,000 QAnon followers showed up, believing that JFK Sr. and JFK Jr. were gonna somehow resuscitate from the dead and coronate Trump as their actual president, and JFK Jr. was gonna be the vice president. They were all waiting for it to happen, and that's a lot of people saying.
Was JFK? I'm sorry, this is gonna be a real stupid question. Was JFK a Republican?
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Wait, actually, I don't know.
Oh, it is a phone. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
But yeah, so JFK obviously got shot. JFK Jr. He died in a car accident, terrible car accident, 20 years ago. So these people actually believe that he was just gonna resuscitate. And,
they probably believe that he was like never dead or whatever.
Well, that's the belief, the consensus.
But he will be like fucking dead. He was old back then.
But
JFK was.
It's just sad that these people, they're so like it's not even about politics anymore. Like
it's very cult-like.
It's very cult-like, almost to a religion. Where I think most of the belief was that JFK is a direct descendant of Christ, and that's why they thought. And that's why oh my! You should.
You know what? You should see the similarities, though. They both got that. They both got that jawline.
So that's why they thought he was gonna resuscitate, and then he was gonna coronate Trump into being. I'm not inventing this.
I hate it.
He was gonna be the King of Kings.
Who? Trump?
He was going to be coronated to being the king. That's the belief that what happened in Dallas. That's what they were waiting for. And is that
first of all, we know the true king of kings, Don Omar. No. I love him. Okay, but no, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, I mean, it's just how deep inside this theory or this cult are you to believe that this was gonna happen? 1,000 people, and the worst part is that these are the people who are getting organized, who are actually winning elections, who are actually getting their candidates to the government, and we're not seeing the end of it. QAnon is still.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot more.
Especially when Trump runs again, you're going to see all these QAnon people who are deluded.
Well, no, and beyond that, I think with Trump's presidency, basically, I felt like things for politicians got easier. Because when Trump was president or when he was running, or honestly, you know what, I'm not going to blame everything. I feel like all of them, because this last election was a fucking mess. There was like 1 million Democrats running. There was the mess of Trump. And it's like everything that they ran for, all the ideas that they shared, nobody was even like, everybody was fact checking, but the voters, they didn't give a shit about the fact checks. They believe what they want to believe.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not just blaming. I'm blaming everybody. Like you know, but I don't know. I just feel like now after that circus of the 2020 election and the 2016 election, things for politicians just got easier. They could just spew out whatever, and they saw with those elections, you can say whatever the fuck you want, and your voters will ride or die with you. And even now, I feel like people are ride or die for whoever they're gonna vote for. Like with Biden, I even caught myself because again, I didn't like Trump I hated the president. And I know I didn't vote. Okay, I said that in the other one. I did. You did? No, yeah. But it's like I will even catch myself. I'm like, yeah, Biden. But then it's like, well, hold on, because like even though that's who you're siding with or that's your politics or whatever, check yourself because I feel like same thing. Like all of the politicians are just getting lazy with what they are. Well, not lazy, but they're just spewing out stuff now. And
I agree with you. There's no. I voted for Biden, but it wasn't because I adore Biden or I worship Biden. It was because I mean, Trump was not putting a stop to the QAnon theory. Like we already saw how crazy it is, right? And he was actually writing it, and that's just
he
one
set
flaw.
a lot of precedents.
That's one flaw that happened during his administration, right? I can't go on into the whole thing, but. So yeah, like I said in the other episode, that at the end of the day, which one's benefiting the people? And Biden right now, actually, he already, as today or yesterday night, he passed the infrastructure bill. It's going to focus on bridges, trains, a lot of infrastructure, transportation-wise, and it's going to create jobs. So I guess, I mean,
no, I do like the infrastructure thing because.
But what I was going to say
go ahead.
That this is the bare minimum. Like this is Biden and all these Democrats. They're in power. They're not doing anything with their power.
Well, at the same
sorry.
No, you go.
Because we have very few Democrats like AOC, Bernie Sanders, and their whole squad that they're actually want progress, but. These Democrats, just because they're Democrats, doesn't mean that they want progress. There's a lot of them who don't want to disturb the status quo. They don't want to go against the actual normalcy because a lot of them, you're gonna find out that they're working with the companies that are already in power. So they don't want to get rid of that. You know, they don't want to go against the fossil fuel companies. They don't want to, you know, and it's on both sides, Republicans and Democrats.
Do you know if the infrastructure includes like the changes in energy?
Yeah.
It does?
Well, I mean,
we gotta look that up. Yeah. I want to look that up.
I mean, it will do better jobs and everything, but as far as the climate crisis go, it doesn't fix the climate crisis at all.
But one thing I will say about the infrastructure, the idea of an infrastructure bill, you know, the fact that it's passed and stuff, even though, yeah, you said it's bare minimum, but at the same time, I feel like that's something that could be done. You know, like there are these big ideas of climate change and right now I could just only think of climate change, but you know, the big things, healthcare, all that stuff. Those are big ones that they can't be fixed in a day, but at least the infrastructure, It is minimal, but at least that's something that could be done.
That's something that AOC was saying. She's like, everybody likes to be a Debbie Downer. That's what she said. But you're not focusing on the actual good stuff that's happening. Well, maybe this infrastructure bill is actually good. I know it's nothing compared to what we
want.
The actual problems, right?
Yeah.
But
it's something.
There's a lot of good things that are happening. But
I like the idea of jobs. I do like the idea that that's going to create at least some jobs, even if they're just temporary, right? Because I feel like that would be just temporary stuff.
I feel, these. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in the elections, but we already with Virginia, we saw a Republican governor winning on the basis of that critical race theory was being taught in schools against smoke and mirrors, but people believed it, right? And he won, and that's what Democrats need to learn. That you can't just fix everything by inviting Obama to support and to endorse your candidate, because that's basically all they did.
Yeah,
they brought Obama to endorse the candidate, and as far as I'm concerned, in no speech or anything during the campaign did they dismiss what the other opponent was saying, that the critical race theory, and they just think that they were too above to lower down to their level. I feel like they believe, like, obviously, no, people are not going to believe this crap. But,
that's what happened with the 2016 election.
And they haven't learned that lesson.
Yeah.
They thought that, let's just call Obama and he's going to win. And that's what happened with Virginia. They got confident. Republican government got flipped. So now.
I remember in 2016, just to bring that back, I remember like the night before election, didn't Hillary bring up Beyonce and Jay-Z? Like,
yeah.
The night, and I was like,
the problem with and these are the Democrats who they speak for progressiveness, but they're not really progressive. That's why they think, let's just call Beyonce. They just call performative.
Yeah.
Performative.
That is the ultimate. You can bring out Beyonce and Jay-Z.
And ever since then, Beyonce, like now she doesn't want to get into politics.
Well, what I noticed about Beyonce is that she doesn't really go. She doesn't make any endorsements until
the last moment.
The last moment, because I think she doesn't want that for voters and stuff like that. But at the very last, I remember she did it with Beto O'Rourke. The night before. I don't know. No, Beto O'Rourke. I think when he was running for governor, it was governor.
Something,
that midterm. Remember that one midterm where everything? Oh, that was awesome. Okay, I didn't vote, but I'm gonna keep mentioning that because I gotta check myself.
People were saying like, "Damn, Beyonce's it's a curse. Like everything she endorses, Hillary lost, Beto lost." So.
But
I feel bad for Beyonce now. She doesn't want to help out anymore. She's like, "Oh,
people put so much weight on her shoulders."
What if I am a curse? And she's like, "Oh, let me get out."
Poor Beyonce. Nah, what do you mean poor Beyonce? She's fine. She's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, she's like,
I'm fine. Nah.
Did you hear that Jay-Z made an Instagram and then
Beyonce and then yeah.
And then okay.
We didn't even finish the sentence.
So Beyonce was always famous for having 0 followers.
Uh-huh.
So it's Jay-Z gets an Instagram, and then Jay-Z follows her, and then Beyonce obviously follows him back. But then he deletes his whole Instagram profile, so they're like, "What the hell? What happened?" Like
maybe something like a crash.
Crash?
What? No, like his stuff crashed.
Car accident.
Because if Beyonce follows you, bitch. I mean, even though you're Jay-Z.
I mean, yeah, they're married. So.
What do you think is more famous, Jay-Z or Beyonce? Because
obviously Beyonce.
I feel like it's Beyonce at this point. Yeah. Sorry, Jay.
But yeah, I mean, let's see if they're gonna endorse any further politicians. I don't think so, but
I don't think so either.
Back to they need to get their stuff together. These Democrats,
everybody. Well,
everything's set at the table. If you actually wanted it, everything's set at the table to get stuff done. If you actually want to make progress, but the reason why it's not getting done, also because you have the whole Republican base against you, right? But also it's inside their own party that we have very conservative Democrats who they don't agree with disturbing the normalcy. They don't agree with disturbing the status quo. They want things to remain how they are, maybe change it a little bit, and that's what still
keep a nice cushy seat.
Yeah. So
and you know what's funny? I just 5 seconds ago I caught myself where it was where I said, when you said with Democrats need to get their stuff together, and I was like, oh, everybody. But it's no, let's because I feel like Republicans, They
That's a lost cause already. I mean,
but it's like, no, check yourself.
I feel like Democrats turn into the Republicans. Well, not the progressive Democrats. The Democrats, the powerful Democrats, are now like Republicans, and then the Republicans now turn into like an independent party.
Do you think it's possible for this? Maybe this is a stupid question. Do you think it's possible that there could be progressive Republicans? So, anyways,
I believe more that there's eternals hidden
than our progressive Republicans.
Nah, just kidding. No, I mean, obviously, we can't just close ourselves. And,
I try so hard not to close my mind
about groups. Yeah, we can't close our mind. So maybe there is.
Because I think it's real easy to hate Republicans, but like I know I said I'm not like I try not to align myself with a political party, but obviously I'm more democratic.
Well, I'm telling you, like, I think the Republicans that we used to know, not the Republicans of now. Like this whole an entire mob mentality where they were willing to die for Trump.
It's gang shit now.
Yeah, it's like really
Bloods and Crips.
It's getting to that point.
I'm saying.
Imagine to start out.
Freaking what is it?
Start shooting.
Okay. Anyway.
Really bad. No. Yeah.
Let me see.
No shootings, please.
You know what we never did? I don't even have a bag. Oh,
wait a minute. We forgot our segment.
What's in my bag? Let me go get the bag. Yeah. I have a bag.
Oh, I didn't get a bag. I should start bringing a bag.
All right.
So while she gets her bag, how is everybody? I know, like we should have done it live. Maybe we could have heard something.
All right.
Well, I mean, if y'all have something to comment on the comment section.
Please, we have like no comments.
Something for us to talk about that we didn't talk about, and you feel we should talk about. That's your bag?
I know. I never unpacked it. I had this on Halloween, so that was like a week ago.
Were you like the Little Red Riding Hood?
Yes. No, this is my picnic bag, and I did a seance at my grandma's grave on November 2nd.
Oh, tell me about that. Tell us about that, actually.
What's in the bag? Candles.
Wait, but you don't carry this.
No, I don't carry this. It's just the only bag that was right here. Her picture, some incense. I know that that's not aligned really with the Ouija board, but I just thought smoke, the idea of it moving. I don't know. Yeah. The Ouija, and I have my Ouija board over there. But yeah, no, it was.
So how was this whole experience like?
Well, I felt like there was a family leaving as I was just starting.
Yeah.
And they probably thought I was fucking crazy, but I thought I was fucking crazy. So I want so bad to be spiritual, but I'm also very skeptical. So I try the things. I think we talked about this on Halloween, right? Yeah, I try the things, but and I'm really hopeful. But I don't know. It wasn't that disappointing. I mean, some things happened. But I kept blaming it on the timing.
So you went to the cemetery.
Yeah, I went to the cemetery, and then I was, doing my little prayer or my asking or whatever. And I was like, just show me something, tell me something. Very, very.
Did you do the countdown like I did?
No, I didn't give my grandma a countdown. No, but
so 10 to show yourself if not I'm leaving.
No, but the little automatic lights that we put out there, like 1 or 2 flickered right after I said, show me something. But then I accounted that for the sunset, like, okay, it's getting dark. That's not my grandma. And then I put the photo up against the little candle, and again, her picture fell over, but I'm like, no, it's the wind. And the candle blew out, and I was like, no, it's the wind. And I don't know, I'm so skeptical that, I don't know. But, one more thing.
What?
Wait, did I tell you?
I don't know.
About the truck?
I don't know what you're doing. Oh,
I think I did tell you. So there was all of that stuff happened.
That's what truck you're talking about.
No, all that stuff happened, and I just dismissed it as weather or lighting. But then there was this one point where again I asked her, I was like, hey, just show me something, say something, do something.
She slapped you. Leave me alone.
You sound like my mom. She was so mad that I went. Okay, but then right after I asked her, I'm like, here, and then over there I hear a car door slam. And so obviously I'm looking, and when you hear a car door, someone is either going in the car or out the car. Duh. So I didn't see anybody out. All I saw, so I'm like, okay, somebody just got into their truck. I let it go, whatever. And then I kept doing my prayer, kept doing the thing. And then I like moved around the grave to the other side to try to like touch the ground, and I don't know. I was getting a little weird.
Yeah.
But it was minutes had passed, and as I'm doing this again, I'm asking, and for whatever reason, I just had this feeling come over me, and I look over and the truck is still there, and I'm thinking, what is this person doing in the truck? Like they're sitting there, and again, like maybe I'm making things about myself.
No.
But I'm like, it was late. It was already dark, past sunset at this point. And I'm like, okay, I'm alone in a cemetery at night. There's this random truck with somebody just sitting there, and like they could see me from where they were at, because I could see them. And dread just came into my body, and I was like, no, I gotta go. I gotta pack up and leave. This is not good. And that...
Were you two the only ones in the cemetery?
We're the only ones in the cemetery.
The truck and you.
And it's off the side of a road, like there's no lights.
What if the truck was doing the same thing as you were?
I know.
Had, like, candles and, like...
No, but I make it about myself. Yeah.
Well,
no, but then I don't know. For me, that felt like my grandma telling me, get the fuck out of here. Like, it just didn't feel good. And I feel like you gotta listen to that instinct. Especially like, I don't...
Follow your intuition.
Yeah, so...
It could save you, intuition.
It really could, because, I mean, that doesn't sound like totally unheard of. Like, yeah, people die in cemeteries. Like, there's a killer in the cemetery. Yeah, people make movies about that. Like...
Well, yeah.
So, anyways, I felt like
so that was your Dia de Muertos experience.
Yeah, so it wasn't the wind or the photo or the lights flickering. It was a normal everyday experience that I'm like, that was my grandma.
You went all the way. Like, people usually do altars and leave pan and coffee.
But this wasn't a Dia de los Muertos. It was
this wasn't Dia de Muertos? Oh.
No, it was Dia de los Muertos, but for me, it was more about a seance. I just thought that day would be most appropriate because that's when they come back from the dead.
Well, yeah, it's the belief, right?
For me, I was bothering her. Sorry, Grandma.
Something interesting about...
Like, she's watching you too.
Dia de los Muertos is that it greatly varies about where you are in the world celebrating Dia de los Muertos. Because if you go to, like, the rural Mexican areas, like, they celebrate it with... It's more solemn, more of like flowers, decorations, a lot of
it's become really popular.
A lot of serious
now.
But now here in the US we see like the Coco kind of thing where it's just
well, I think people try to make it more like, hey, take this shit serious.
But I mean, either way, I'm glad that it's our culture's getting more mainstream, so I'm glad to see it happen.
Really?
What?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't mind if it's mainstream or not, but
well,
as long as it's not like...
It's because, look, when something hits mainstream, it's there forever, It's so...
Well, that's true.
That's the good thing with Eternals, again. We have all these cultures that were never... I mean, you can find them in movies, independent movies, but the fact that it's in a Marvel movie, a mainstream movie,
maybe
it'll be there for...
It's a precedent.
Yeah, and it's
I like
there.
using that word. I've been using that word like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I used it in the first episode, second, and
I'm gonna start using it like all the time. Like, it doesn't even like apply.
But it's a good, it's a precedent for the good things that are to come. Yeah. On that note,
do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Wait,
how far? I can't see from
here.
Go.
Yeah, we've gone for an hour. Yeah, I think we should.
It's been an hour? Yeah. Shut up. Okay. All right.
So that was our show, the Unnamed Podcast.
I think we did. Okay. Anyways, we're ticket right now.
Oh.
I was gonna I think we did really good. That's for after.
Okay. Well, it was the 4th episode. I think.
4th episode, and then we'll try to post like every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, for our 15 subscribers.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Tias. They watch us.
But yeah, thank you for everybody who's watching.
And have a holly jolly Christmas. No.
Have a good Christmas and a happy New Year.
let me turn up.
Bye.
Bye.